Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new year. I hope you guys had an amazing time either at Dallas Regionals or spending time with your family or whoever you decided to spend New Year's Eve with. We are beginning a new year, a brand new year, which I hope will bring a ton of good things to the channel. And with that in mind, I am bringing you the deck that was all the hype during the weekend of Dallas. Sam Chen and a few others did use this deck to a good degree of success, I would say. I don't know the results of Dallas just yet. I just know how they're doing so far in the Swiss rounds of day one, and they're doing pretty well. So yeah, takes it down with this deck, which is a pretty nice and innovative idea. So the deck centers around the deck's main strategy is around Xerneas Break, right? Livestream deals 20 damage times the amount of energy attached to all of your Pokemon. Therefore, when you use this Xerneas' Geomancy, you get to essentially boost your attack plus 40 damage, and this very same Xerneas is the one that evolves into the Xerneas Break, which is your main attacker. The very nice thing about this is that double colorless energy does count towards your energy count, so it's essentially a plus 40. So this deck is very similar, I would say, to something like Darkrai Giratina, if you will, or even Xerneas Break Giratina, which did see a little bit of play early on in the metagame, where you're just trying to dump a ton of energy into play and be able to one KO your opponent's Pokemon after a few turns of setting up. Now, apart from this, there are a few tricks of this deck's use. So, the secondary attacker here is Lugia-EX, okay? Lugia-EX does 20 damage times the amount of energy attached to itself and the opponent's active Pokemon. So you can stack up some energy onto Lugia and be able to threaten that way. You get some stadium control with the Hurricane as well, which deals 150 damage if there is a stadium card in play, either yours or your opponent, and you get to discard it. And then we have three very interesting cards here. First off, and one of the main cards to aid in this strategy is Regirock. Regirock seems pretty out of place here because there's no way to attack with it. It has a hefty retreat cost, so why would you want to play with this Regirock? Well, let me tell you guys. Delta Barrier, or Alpha, is that Alpha? That's Alpha, I think. Alpha Barrier is the exact same trait that Primal Groudon has. So if you don't know what Primal Groudon's trait is, Regirock cannot be affected by your opponent's trainer cards, other than tools or stadiums. So for example, you can't Lysander up Regirock to the active slot. You can't enhance Hammer Away or Crushing Hammer Away an energy attached to Regirock. If Regirock is active, you can't use Escape Rope to make it switch out. So all of those things are some of the benefits of using Regirock, and because of that, you are able to attach an EXP share onto it, and all the energy you do play down, and that gets transferred to Regirock, will remain safe, will remain in play, and will remain safe. And that essentially means that your damage output never really decreases. If you're able to spread out your experience shares decently well, you should have enough breathing room where every time a Xerneas Break gets KO'd, you keep both energy in play and you're able to attach a further energy from your hand during the next turn, and therefore deal even more damage. So instead of losing energy and losing tempo as you lose energy, you actually get to keep all the energy. And another thing, and what gave this deck a ton of hype, especially because we saw this in round 1, was the Snorlax-GX. Now, this Snorlax-GX seems like a fun card. There's really no, I don't know, there's really no, how would you say it? There will never be a deck centered around Snorlax-GX, I don't think, personally. Especially as long as there's no reliable way to put an opponent's Pokemon to sleep without an ability. Collapse deals an okay amount of damage. Thunder Snore will not deal damage unless your opponent's Pokemon is asleep, which is pretty... Oh, sorry, if Snorlax is the one that's asleep, in fact. And Pulverizing Pancake does deal 200 damage for a hefty 5 energy cost, but you can only use it once per game. So, why include this card? Because you pair this with Regirock, which can never be threatened on the bench, and with your Ninja Boy, and you get a pretty good combo going where Regirock, throughout the space of the game, it will start to pile up energies, be it that you attach a DCE so that it stays in play and you get to get that plus 40 boost while Xerneas is doing damage, or through the experience shares it will start accumulating energy, and therefore eventually it will have the 5 energy required for the Pulverizing Pancake attack. And 210 damage, 1-hit KOs, almost all of the Fighting Fury belted EX Pokemon, KOs some of the Mega Pokemon, and you even have the 1 copy of Fighting Fury Belt to potentially deal 220 damage, which does 1-hit KO every single Mega Pokemon and EX Pokemon, Fighting Fury Belt or not, that's being played currently. There are exceptions, such as Primal Groudon, such as a Fighting Fury belted Zygarde EX, but neither of those are seeing any play in Standard at the moment. They are seen in Expanded, but not in Standard. So yeah, pretty nice tech in Snorlax-GX, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are here because of the fact that Snorlax-GX was used during round 1 by Sam Chen to close out game 2 and give himself the win. So now, the other tech card, I guess, is Jirachi can slow down your opponent's Pokemon. The energy can be preserved, as I mentioned, through the use of Experience Share. So it's a very decent tech to have in there. And now, let's talk about the supporter cards. For Sycamore 3 and 2 Lysander, pretty standard. 1 Ace Trainer, because you do tend to lose 1 or 2 Xerneas whilst you're setting up enough energy on your bench through Geomancy. So Ace Trainer is actually a pretty nice card to have. And you also have the Ninja Boy to pull off the combo that I mentioned. Aside from that, we have 4 Berserker for Yveltal, of course, 1 Escape Rope, 2 Super Rod, 3 Experience Share, which I was mentioning are super important for this deck strategy. And as I mentioned, or well, as it appears to be, a lot of decks are now shifting away from Trainer's Mail. They're simply not including them in the deck. And I talked about that during one of my previous videos. I honestly can't remember which one, but it's because Trainer's Mail can either be super good or super bad. If you hit something important off of Trainer's Mail, then obviously it's really good. But odds of you hitting the card you need out of the Trainer's Mail in the exact situation you need it are not that high. So decks are now migrating away from using Trainer's Mail. But the last important thing I want to mention here is 4 Silent Labs. Volcanion decks are usually running only 2 stadiums right now, either to Skyfield, to Parallel City, a combination of both, maybe a Scorched Earth, at maximum 3 stadiums. None of them are running 4, so eventually you should hit a turn where Silent Lab does stick, and therefore Xerneas BREAK can survive 2 hits, because nothing on that deck deals 150 damage, which is the HP on Xerneas BREAK. And even your Lugia-EX could be safe and be able to get 2-hit KO instead of 1-hit KO. So instead of using Garbodor, these guys opted to use a more straightforward way of shutting down abilities, but there is a big drawback. A, it limits your own Shaymin in a way, but B, this deck absolutely loses to Greninja. You take turns to set up, so does Greninja. If you don't apply early pressure to Greninja and you don't shut off their abilities, you're not going to win that match. You need for them to break really hard, for them to have something like 2 Frogadier prized. Otherwise, it's not going to be a nice scenario. So if you don't think Greninja is going to be heavily played in your area, if you expect a lot of Yveltal, a lot of Volcanion, well, this is a pretty solid choice, especially because of the low energy cost plus the resistance and high HP of Xerneas BREAK. So that's the deck. Let's try it out, shall we? I will say Sam Chen did give me permission, and Jonathan Paranda, to use this Sorry guys, I had to cut the video short because I was having a bit of an issue, an overheating issue with my computer, so I had to reset my computer and stop recording and things like that. But yeah, let's see how this deck will do against what seems to be a Volcanion. A Shaymin-less Volcanion, which is not ideal to see, unless it's another... Wow, those leaves are cool. Unless it's another sort of water, fire, psychic deck, but you would imagine psychic is Hoopa, and fire and water is Volcanion. But at this point, I cannot guarantee that is the case. Oh, you're kidding me. We actually start Snorlax-GX. Okay. What? Magikarp? What? Magikarp? Okay. I guess let's do this. Let's find a Xerneas. There's one Xerneas and one Xerneas break twice. Let's bench this guy. Let's return both Xerneas break to the deck. And let's see, the thing is, if I play the experience share on the Snorlax, I'm pretty much ensuring that I can only draw one escape rope in order to get out of the sticky situation I'm currently in. But okay, I'm gonna get rid of these two, and I'm gonna search for Shaymin. Let me just check what else. There's a escape rope. Is the floatstone in here? Yeah, there's two floatstones. Okay, so I have, I guess, decent odds of being able to retreat that Snorlax. Whoops, pressed the wrong button. I obviously wanted to attach an energy first. I actually do not get a supporter, anything really. So if this is a Gyarados deck, which it does seem like it is, might be in for a very tricky game here, honestly. A very tricky game. Okay, that end is actually pretty useful. I don't think drawing an extra card would have made that big a difference, and now we will never know, but I don't think it would have made that big a difference. Bursting Balloon. I do find an experience share to be able to attach it to Regirock. He does play the Team Magma Secret base and will play a Puzzle of Time to rearrange his top deck. Now here, do I Sycamore or do I Versus Seeker end? To disrupt his top deck and see, the thing is, I really don't want to attach a second energy to Xerneas right now, but I think I have to. But yeah, top decking that Super Rod actually pretty much means, yeah, my bench is looking awful. That I have to use the end because I can't afford to discard my second Super Rod at this point. Okay, so I do find some interesting cards, I guess. And I even find, I feel like using Escape Rope here is better. Because I'm not going to take a KO right now. So, I was going to avoid the damage anyways, of course, but I get to Geomancy onto Regirock and Jirachi. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's two basic fairy energy in my prize cards, along with a 1/1 Xerneas line. That's not good news. Not when you're up against another non-EX deck, actually. not when you're up against another non-EX deck. Okay, there's a Dive Ball, there's a Gyarados, and there's a Sycamore. So my opponent beginning to set up, him discarding this special charge, I feel like it's good news for us. I do feel like it's good news for us. But yeah, Gyarados is no longer a deck you expect to face off against in tournaments. It's definitely a good deck, though. It's definitely a good deck. And here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to Ninja Boy away the Snorlax and bring in another Xerneas. I'm not gonna take a KO just yet. What I will do, however, is attach and I guess I'll attach the Floatstone here. And I'm going to Geomancy once again, selecting Xerneas and Regirock as the targets. Now, as you can see, I no longer have any more Fairy Energy, so that could prove to be a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm dealing 140 damage now, which is enough to kill Gyarados. And my opponent will end me into a brand new set of 6 cards, which is awesome. I wouldn't expect him to hit a Stadium and 2 Magikarps off of, well, never mind, to get a KO. There's one, and there's the other, so never mind. Does he hit the Floatstone as well? Is he going to find the Floatstone as well? To really put a damper on my plans, he finds a puzzle of time. He will take a look at the top 3 cards, which he will draw off of Octillery, so if there's a Floatstone right there, he will get it, and he will be able to KO me. Which is, of course, not ideal. Wow, no, okay, so he simply passes. Okay, I'm gonna replace the Stadium here. Gonna bench the Lugia, and I'm gonna attach a DC to the Lugia. I will start taking a KO now. And the Floatstone, I guess I'll attach to Jirachi. I don't really want to attach to the Lugia. I might want to find the Flying Fury belt for the Lugia. And I do find another experience here. Which might actually not be a bad idea to attach to Lugia. To make sure I can potentially use Deep Hurricane for KOs. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. And here I'm just gonna live stream for the KO. There's no reason to use Geomancy. Absolutely no reason to use Geomancy. And I do get an energy off of my prize cards. I'm gonna have to trade really well though here. Because I'm missing a whole Xerneas line, and I already used up one Super Red. So right now he does KO, right? Right now he does KO. He finds the Bursting Balloon. He finds a Bursting Balloon. And then what? Finds a Bursting Balloon, but chooses not to attach it. Okay, so I will keep both energy, of course. Will keep both energy. Opponent will take a prize card, and I'm gonna promote Jirachi for now. Another DCE. Okay. I'm gonna attach the DC to the Regirock, And I'm going to end my opponent here. Get rid of some of his cards. He has quite a few in his hand currently. I do find a Xerneas, which is awesome. And I will remove his DCE. So he needs a combination of DCE plus a Lysander to KO something here. And if he doesn't get it, then I can safely KO the Gyarados. I have a feeling he has a Magikarp priced. I kind of have that feeling. I won't guarantee it, of course, but I kind of have that feeling. I do have still one versus Super. I'm down to 16 cards in my deck and I haven't played a single Sycamore. That's really weird, honestly. That's really, really, really weird. What's my opponent going to do here? Is he going to pass? That would be ideal, I guess. No, his Sycamore's away. He had the Lysander, actually. He had the Lysander, he even had the Meowstic. He finds a Glowstone for his Remoraid. But he cannot attack here. He absolutely, positively cannot attack. He does, however, decide to attach the Bursting Balloon, which is as good as dealing 60 damage, actually. It is as good as dealing 60 damage. Doesn't have a Magikarp priced, as you can see right there. Okay, so what I can do here, thanks to that top deck, I can replace the Stadium. And I can either KO the Remoraid, or I can KO a Magikarp. And I feel like KOing a Magikarp is a lot better. So I'm just gonna Stardust for the KO here. I will lose Jirachi if he does have a DCE, but I'd rather lose Jirachi than a Xerneas or my Lugia, that's for sure. And the energy can simply go to Lugia and I will have another KO. Plus, I avoided the damage from the Bursting Balloon. So my opponent does have a DCE. That's only his second DCE, I believe. Yeah, it's only his second DCE. The energy I will send over to Lugia. And I'm going to promote Shaymin because it does have the Glowstone for now. And we'll evolve into the break here. And twice Sycamore here. I would like to find the other Super Rod. So I do find the Super Rod, I find the Berserker, I find a DCE. Okay. I'm gonna be able to take a KO here. Correct? And with DCE I feel like I should attach to Xerneas. And that's it. I mean, I could use the Ultra Ball. I will use the Ultra Ball. And get rid of both. No, the Snorlax and the Sycamore. I guess I'll find the Xerneas Break, simply to thin out my deck just a little bit more. I did see one energy there, which I thought I didn't have anymore, but I will dip Hurricane here, get myself a KO. Discard my own Silent Lab, but that doesn't affect my opponent, and it doesn't really affect me either. And now he's going to need 2 Body Rescues, and a DCE, and a Stadium, his last Stadium, to be able to get a KO right now. Those 4 cards, and okay, so he's playing Super Rod. That means he's gonna put back the Magikarps and probably a Gyarados, 2 Magikarps and the Gyarados. I would imagine, maybe the Artillery. Okay, so 2 Magikarp and an Artillery. That kind of makes sense. But can my opponent actually find a Stadium and the 2 other Magikarp, a Stadium, 2 Magikarps, and a DCE open. So he finds a DCE, there's one Magikarp, but no stadium, guys. Oh no, he's gonna find a Pulverizing, right. So now he needs the stadium and 2 Magikarps. Well, it's actually not that out of the question, I guess. Simply because, his deck is actually pretty thin. Let's see, the town map reveals that his last stadium is in the discard pile. And he has used up 3 puzzle of time, so that means he cannot KO Lugia right now. There is absolutely no possible way for him to KO Lugia. With a Berserker, I can actually Lysander KO this Gyarados too, which is pretty nice. It's gonna promote Gyarados and will deal some damage, but nowhere near enough. Yeah. Now my main concern, I guess, will be to ensure that my opponent doesn't take a prize card and therefore gets his stadium out of the prize cards. That's my main concern here. Or my main objective. Oops, he's gonna Lysander and bring up the Xerneas BREAK. That's interesting. I did not expect for him to do that. I will super out here. I will put back a Xerneas, the Jirachi, and the Snorlax, I guess. Snorlax does have more HP than Lugia, I guess. I can retreat pretty freely here and take a KO with my Xerneas. I can attach a DCE as well. And I can keep my Berserker in case I want to change this Regirock into Snorlax. And if I can do that for my last prize card, to use Pulverizing Pancake, I will definitely do that. I have a feeling I have the game here though, because the experience share will mean that Lugia can take a KO on whatever my opponent does bring up. I can Snorlax-GX Pulverizing Pancake to take 1 prize card. So my opponent can keep before he can use Pulverizing Pancake. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, but expected, I guess. So let's see. Let's find another game and see what else we can accomplish here. As you can see, I'm starting to pile up quite a few coins. I have so many booster packs that I haven't opened in this account. I wish I could transfer them to my other account, but it's not possible. And looks like we're up against a Psychic Lightning colorless deck. What could that possibly be? What could that actually possibly be? Xerneas. I'm mulliganing a lot with this deck, despite it having 4 Xerneas, 1 Snorlax, 1 Regirock, 1 Jirachi, 2 Shaymin, 9 basic? Yeah, 9. Yeah, 9. Okay. So there's Snorlax. Snorlax just really wants to get used. Snorlax really wants to make an appearance here. So we do get to go first. I'm gonna have to discard the Snorlax right now, I think. And what else? The Silent Lab? Okay, I want the energy there. Good. Or I could discard the DCE as well. Maybe I should have... I don't know. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get rid of the Snorlax and the DCE. I'm going to find another Xerneas and attach the experience share there. I will play the Silent Lab to prevent my opponent from using Shaymin potentially. And I will Sycamore for a fresh set of 7 cards and get a pretty decent hand, honestly. I will pass here. I will pass and be pretty okay with my position, honestly. Pretty okay with my position. Mewtwo and Ultra Ball, 2 Lightning Energy, so presumably Mewtwo Jolteon. Is that what we're up against? A Mewtwo Jolteon, a Mega Mewtwo Jolteon. We did see Mega Mewtwo Fairy over at Dallas Regional, so Mega Mewtwo Jolteon, I would actually not put it past that thing, like not only existing but actually being a deck that a lot of people consider, simply because of the fact that Yveltal is such a big threat. It's such a big threat at the moment. And my opponent will end. Okay, so he does have access to Shaymin now. That Mewtwo is really not scary at all here. And I am incapable of drawing supporter cards. And I mean, I guess it could be worse, that's for sure. That is for sure. Okay. Now, I'm going to attach this here, and I'm going to Geomancy up on the Lugia and the other Xerneas. 1, 2, 6, there's 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so there's one fairy priced, and we can top deck not an Ultra Ball because of the parallel, but we can. Wow, there's 2 Sycamore priced. Oh no, there's only 1. Okay, so there's 1 Verseeker and 1 Sycamore priced. Yeah, 1 Verseeker and 1 Sycamore priced. No one priced. Ace Trainer wasn't priced either. So hopefully we can top deck out of this situation. My opponent put us in with that end to 6. And I keep saying, guys, ends to 6 actually hurt way more than ends to 1 or 2, it seems like, because your deck is not thinned out at all. So the odds of you breaking after an end to 6 are actually pretty high. Well, not pretty high, but they're decent. So we do see Substrika, so it's actually Mega Mewtwo Substrika. That's just really going all out against Yveltal. Really going all out against Yveltal. Yeah. My opponent does evolve without counter stadium to free up bench space. And I will Geomancy. I'm really not getting anything going here. My opponent doesn't seem to be getting too much either, at least. And boy, yeah. 4 Silence Lab. That eliminates Shaymin as a potential draw card. For both of us, though. For the both of us. Mega Mewtwo Substrika. I mean, Mega Mewtwo is already pretty shaky, I would say, in the sense of consistency. And then pairing it up with another stage 1. And my opponent is most likely not running card, though. That's the trade-off, if you will. Okay, that Delinquent, if we actually top deck a Shaymin, that Delinquent will actually benefit us. Does get rid of a Lysander and an energy, definitely could have been worse. But he also gains access to his own Shaymin. And nope, immediately plays down a Parallel City. And what is the card we top deck? Shaymin, of course. Le Shaymin. Okay, so now we have all of our energy in play, all of our fairy energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm dealing 160 damage at the moment with Xerneas. I really hope my opponent retreats here and attacks with Mega Mewtwo. I would actually not mind that at all. I would generally not mind that at all. Simply because I will be able to finally use Shaymin. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 180. So if off of the Shaymin I managed to draw a Xerneas Break and a TCG, I would actually be able to KO that Mega Mewtwo in one shot. I would actually be able to do that. And seeing how I am already halfway through my deck, and the fact that I have yet to use a single supporter or see a Xerneas Break, well, I did use a Sycamore, I guess. Okay, so the energy will go into the Xerneas, and I will promote the other one. Okay, so please Shaymin. Please Shaymin. Oh. Okay. That's a bit scary though. Who do I attach the TCG to? But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 220 damage. Oh boy. See, the thing is, if I attach to Lugia and then he goes, yeah, I'm gonna attach to Xerneas. There's no question about that. Let's find a Xerneas Break. Please, deck. Please, deck, let me find a Xerneas Break. There we go. There we freaking go. And let's just Sycamore. I would like to find a stadium. Yep. To prevent my opponent from using Shaymin himself. And yeah, pretty good deal, I would say. Pretty good deal, despite the fact that we started off pretty badly, I would say. My opponent didn't have the stellar start either. And now we're in a pretty good scenario where we actually have Burst Seeker for Lysander to KO whatever my opponent decides to power up. There's a Jolteon, that's perfectly fine. It's another EX, does attach to the Jolteon, so I am pretty happy about that. And as long as we don't see as a Striker Lysander KO Lugia, we are actually pretty okay here. And in an ideal world, what I would like to do is switch out the Lugia for a Regirock. And I do get the Ninja Boy, but I do not, however, have the Super Rod to put back the Lugia. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna Ninja Boy the Shaymin into another Lugia, I guess, and I will attach the TCG there. I would have liked to find a Xerneas, but I don't have any more Xerneas in my deck apparently. 260 damage, nothing on my opponent's bench actually threatens me, and he has not only Jolteon but also Set Striker, which is actually pretty interesting to see, honestly. Pretty interesting to see. Okay, so I do get an Ace Trainer, obviously it doesn't help me. The end is not that big a deal either. We will discard a Koopa. Yep, Koopa and Spirit Link, so the Sand Lab is actually working here. And my opponent might go for the Substrika and be able to Lysander. No, he just goes for a Mewtwo. That's fine. That's actually fine. I'm gonna guess he's gonna sacrifice the Blitzel here. If he does end up sacrificing something. He puts back 2 basic energy and a Mega Mewtwo. And his last card will be a Sycamore, I guess. Or an N? I wouldn't mind an N. An N would be fair. A Sycamore would be so unfair. Here's the Sycamore. I don't know why he thought about it for so long. He can deal damage with Jolteon. He finds the Spirit Link, but I generally think he's just gonna promote the Blitzel. But I'm pretty okay with whatever he decides. I'm pretty sure that no matter what, I have this game won. I'm pretty sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yeah, it's gonna give me the Jolteon. So wow, I even topped the Galaxander. That's pretty sick. That's actually pretty sick. I'm gonna deal so much damage, and we will probably see a forfeit right after this KO. Or I would imagine so. So yeah, this deck dominating quite well actually. I'm very surprised at how well it dominated Mewtwo. I honestly thought Mewtwo would be a bad matchup. It goes for an end, but I'm down to one prize card. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 11, 12, 13 energy in play. So even if he managed to KO my active, somehow I still have the other Xerneas Break with enough energy to want to KO absolutely every single Pokemon in the game. So yeah, guys, that's the gist of the deck. There's obviously a lot of cute plays you can do with the Ninja Boy and the Regirock and the Snorlax. Your resistance obviously helps you in the Yveltal card matchup, which I wish I could have showcased here, but not gonna be the case. And yeah, that's gonna be it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As part of, I guess, a further analysis on this deck, as I mentioned, Greninja is a terrible matchup for sure. Volcanion should be slightly favorable, I guess, due to the high stadium count. What else is there? I would have thought Mega Mewtwo was bad. I can't draw conclusions off of a single game, of course, but maybe I underestimated, and it's not as terrible as I thought it would be. Might be a 50-50, maybe a 55-45, because of the non-EX for EX exchange that you go through. And what else? Rainbow Road must be decently difficult since you trade one-hit KOs, but they get going a lot faster. And yeah, cute plays with this deck. We didn't get to see Pulverizing Pancake, unfortunately, but that's how this goes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I welcome you guys to Tablemon 2017. I hope you guys will stick around. I hope we will continue to grow as we have. And I wish you guys the best 2017 possible. Thank you guys so much. Please leave a like on the video to start off the year in a pretty good way. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.